Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here at the Built with Chocolate Milk Coaches Lounge at the Texas High School Coaches Association Convention. Here with the head coach of the Argyle Eagles, Coach Todd Rodgers. Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with us.
Well, it's awesome. Glad I got to see you guys. It's already looking like it's going to be a great convention.
Yeah, Houston, it's the second time in 4 years a convention's been in Houston, and I think they've done a nice job with downtown. And for THSCA to continue to grow, I know is important to you and for coaches. For someone who might not be familiar with some of the things that THSCA does for coaches, I mean, it's obvious, it's from the outside looking in, they just think, oh, it's just a group of coaches that kind of get together and hang out. But THSCA does a lot of things for coaches and kids, don't they?
Well, after 30 years of being in the organization, we have a responsibility to perpetuate good young coaches and teach them the ways of the world that we're living in. The coaching profession is ever changing, and our administration of the THSCA is on top of all the changes, and they do have a job and a responsibility to educate us and keep us abreast of all the what the Texas House of Representatives is doing and what the new rules and laws are coming forward. So, yeah, they're protecting us and guiding us with the new tackling certifications, and we're staying ahead of the game. We're not behind for sure.
They changed the schedule a couple of years ago, where before it was a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday convention. Now it's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday convention. From your perspective, do you like the change? It kind of throws – I think it's been a good change so far.
Well, I think it should be a good change. Coaches probably were reluctant to travel because they're going to miss workout days, or they're going to miss X or prepping time or all those things. So kind of tagging it back to the weekend. And we were at the banquet last night, and, man, what a special event to recognize our coaches, our high school championship coaches, state championship coaches, and certainly the guys in the later part of their years going into the Hall of Fame. So I like the schedule change. I think it's going to be conducive to getting our young coaches down here and getting them trained up and letting them see the vendor side. I think that's an important piece. There was over 200 head coaching jobs open in the state of Texas, and when I was a young coach, I didn't really know how to do all that stuff, and so getting out here and experience that, every little bit helps when you're a new head coach.
Absolutely. So looking ahead to 2019 in your ball club, we'll look ahead first, then we'll kind of look back and talk about some things that recently happened on our show that involved the Argyle Eagles. Okay. Looking ahead to 2019, expectations are high as ever. I know you guys are used to it. You guys have set a high expectation, not just in football but in all sports. But when we get to 2019, when you leave here, the season starts. You guys are going to be in the office getting ready.
Right.
What kind of team can we expect to see from the Argyle Eagles in 2019? I think I might be seeing you guys in the season opener against the Jackets.
Well, we've got obviously we have a tough schedule. We're 4 weeks on the road, but we have a really unique group. We've got a starting quarterback back with some very explosive, dynamic running backs and wide receivers to bring back on offense. Defensively, we've got a good nucleus coming back. Lots of good young kids that really hadn't been baptism in the fire Friday night yet, but nothing. The athleticism of them, the hard work and determination that we've seen in the offseason is. I think it's just going to be a reloading type experience for us. Obviously there may be some bumps in the road early on, but I think once these kids get baptized and ready for the Friday night action, we're going to be really good. We graduated all 5 offensive linemen, but, man, we got a dynamic group that just committed to the hard work in the offseason, and several of them are getting real legit Division I exposure and attention right now. So we think we have really high expectations for them and where we stand going into the season.
And I guess, you mentioned your non-district schedule is tough. Your district is really tough. And then the playoff road, if you want to get to where you want to go, the road is tough. Have you talked to Dr. Elza and the UIL about maybe just kind of moving things around just a little bit? Because I don't think you guys have a breather all year pretty much. It's pretty brutal.
Well, we were an old Region 2 team and went out to Region 1, and then a couple of teams dropped down in Region 1, so they bumped us back in Region 2. Then they drew the lines, and the lines are just what they are, and they're doing a good job down at the UIL. It's never going to be a perfect situation, but all the non-district teams that we decided to play are all in our Region 2, so it makes it tough for everybody. But to win that coveted state championship and play those 16 games, there's just no easy path, and you might as well just take a hard path and get there, and it just makes it better at the end.
Now, how fortunate were you as a young coach? I saw a video on Twitter making the rounds of you and your days at Flower Mound Marcus with Coach Britton when you guys were really innovative and ahead of your time, running the spread offense and doing some things that a lot of people weren't doing. To where you are today, looking back, being a part of that staff and that program, was it just right place? How fortunate do you consider yourself to be on that staff and be a part of that program?
I was exposed to some really good football coaches that knew the game. We coached the game at a very high level, and for us to be executing the spread offense in the 90s, we actually played 6 wishbone teams when I was at Marcus in our district. And we intentionally played some wishbone teams in non-district just so we could get some practice at it. Louisville Fighting Farmers were running the wishbone like nobody's business. And Wichita Falls, Denton High, everybody was doing it. And so for us to learn football at that level, and then for me to take that and build on it at Argyle for now my 17th year, it's been so much fun. And my staff is starting to retire and a little turnover, and for me to be able to hire some good young coaches and been able to guide them and direct them and teach them a few things that I know about the game, and of course send them out to clinics and get them coached up. It's been fun. It's been a fun part.
All right, now last week we had a guy that I think you're familiar with on our show, Larry Rose from Fairfield.
Right.
Was on our show. You coached against him, and it was one of the best state championship games I've ever seen. You guys came out on top. And Larry had some very complimentary things to say about your kids and your program during the interview. Well, what do you, obviously I know you remember the winning the state title, but getting ready for that game and preparing for him and that team, what do you remember most about playing those guys?
Well, a lot of nausea that week. We saw what they were doing. They were lacerating people. They were handing the ball to a really talented running back, very gifted offensive line, well coached. There wasn't a position on the Fairfield football team that wasn't well coached, and for us to have Ian Sadler on our team and to go into that game, and we feel very blessed to be out on top. But Larry Rose was a dynamic player, and he spoke about his exhaustion towards the end of the game. That really wasn't the game plan, was to exhaust him, but it worked out well for us. He was just fatigued there at the end, and we got him down on that 4th down play and took over and sealed the game. But man, it was crazy.
It was a fun atmosphere too.
It was. There was offense and there was good defensive stops, and it was a great kicking game. There was a couple of times in the kicking game blew open and made big plays. But it was a memory for a lifetime, certainly. And of course, Larry Rose's interview the other day, there's a lot of special memories. Just the ultimate respect for him just because of his memories of it. It was awesome to hear, and man, a great, very special interview. I really enjoyed it. My whole family listened to it on the way down to the airport that morning.
It's what makes Texas high school football special, isn't it? Just stuff like that, right?
No doubt. And to know that kid is a young man now and doing well with his family and living in Waco and had several opportunities to extend himself professionally in the football environment. I knew he was good, and New Mexico State certainly got a diamond. They got a diamond, not a diamond in the rough. They got a diamond, and for him to be on that platform in Division I and do what he did just speaks volumes to the kind of kid he is.
All right, Coach. Well, we're not going to let you go without spinning the wheel of questions. So we're got it right here. So
all right,
got to answer truthfully and honestly. So just give that thing a spin, and we'll see what it lands on. All right. So if me, Max, Tepper, and Ish come to Coach Rodgers' house for dinner one night, what are we eating? What's the specialty at the Rodgers household?
Well, probably chicken spaghetti.
Okay, chicken spaghetti.
Chicken spaghetti, and my wife, not me. I hadn't cooked since the late '80s. Okay, I'm not a griller. I'm not a guy that likes to flip a hamburger. My wife does the cooking. She likes doing the cooking. I'm the cleanup guy.
You're
most
the dishes
of the time.
guy, right?
Yeah,
okay,
but she likes chicken spaghetti when we have a large crowd, and everybody raves about it. So it's something we would go to for sure.
Okay, is that your favorite too?
Not now, because I'm on some kind of weird diet.
That's no fun.
Can't eat that pasta stuff right now.
Okay, chicken spaghetti. I like it.
But if all the guys are coming over, you're going to leave with your belly full. That and garlic bread. It'll be a good day.
There you go, Coach. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the coaching school, and we appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas.
Thanks for having me on.